Hello everyone, Strange Sims here and welcome to another video. This is gonna be the continuation of the previous build I've done. In the first part you can see the build of the house, and in this video we'll be furnishing what we have built. So enjoy! If you're interested in watching me build this house, you can check out the link in the description or in the corner up there. When it came to furnishing this house, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? Let's see. So I was looking at different things and I was like, okay, let's try this. This is a lot slower than the other video. So I'm probably gonna be blabbing about some of the Italian stuff that we have here and just talk a little bit about, I guess, a little bit of history for people, because this is actually gonna be a very relaxed part of the build because the first part was a little more frantic. When I was choosing what to do here, it was very different because due to Italy being so close to where I'm from, and well, they technically are across the sea neighbors, we do have a lot of influence from them, both in the history and in the current setups as well. A little bit of history. Rome was established around 753 years BC. 133 years BC, Italy began its control over the coastal territories of the Balkan, as well as some other places, including Spain. During the period from 98 till 117 years, Rome had control over the majority of Balkan. Now, back to the video. Furnishing the kitchen. Well, I decided to, aside from placing the fridge and the stove, I decided to place in the dishwasher and the microwave. Continuing the history. In the year 2084, the Great Roman Empire was separated into the West and East Roman Empire. Everything was fine till Constantine the Great combined them again. After his death, the empire split again till 476, when the Western Empire ceased to exist, and the Eastern Empire was renamed Byzantine Empire, and existed under that name till 1458. When the Ottoman Empire destroyed it. Let's get back to the build. So yeah, we have a blender. I decided to add a few more decor. Here's another part of the history. From 1697 to 1797, some parts of the Balkan were controlled by the Italians. Majority of the land was controlled by the Byzantine Empire. The trouble started with the Ottoman Empire because they entered the Byzantine land for the first time in 1030. After that event came the Wars of the Crusades, from 1054 till 1204. The last crusade being a betrayal of the Byzantine Empire. That gave the control to the Ottoman Empire for a short time. But the Byzantine Empire regained control before finally losing it permanently in 1458. Back to the build. So here's the dining area. I decided to give them the other two chairs that are not by the table, just set to the side, and of course I decided to place in some plants. This area is gonna be like a reading nook slash part of the living room. I decided to go with this one because I think in one of my previous ones I used the other ones. I was like, okay, let's not always do the same thing, and I somehow still end up using the same shtick. So I'm not capable of making different things apparently. So I decided to place in a painting above the fireplace, even though technically I was trying to do a TV, but it wouldn't work, so I was like, fine. When I build these, I really want to make sure that the sim can move and go across properly rather than it being just for the show. This is something I'm probably going to be playing in one day. Not right now, but it's probably going to be played in as more and more sim are introduced and start to move around. This is the table I decided to use because I just really liked how it looked. Technically it's not in the same style, it's a bit different. It's more, I guess, Turkish. Again, Turks were here as well, so it's kind of like both styles are something we have here. Just some are a little more common where I'm from, others are a little more up in the mountain area. A lot of different styles kind of converge here, and yeah, I don't think people realize how much. Let's finish the history. The Ottoman Empire finally won against the Byzantine and merely a year later conquered Serbia. After that event there were some inner wars, till the most famous sultan came to the throne, Suleiman the Magnificent. He conquered Belgrade and continued to conquer Balkan countries till he came to the Middle Europe. After, he turned towards Asia and Africa, conquering their land as well. The only thing that ended his warring was his death. After his death, the Ottoman Empire grew weaker. They were not willing to accept new ideas and technology. This allowed Serbia to create two uprisings, and with the second one, they won. This prompted other countries to start uprising against the Turks as well. But the Ottoman Empire hadn't left till after the First World War. They were on the losing side and had to retreat out of the conquered countries. This led them to be neutral during the Second World War. This is a lot of years that we spent either under the control of the Italians or the Turks, which led to their styles remaining very prevalent here. Back to the video! This area I was like, okay, what am I gonna do here? Because the study is gonna be moved upstairs. So I was like, what am I gonna place there? I was like, oh right, we don't have a TV, so why not turn this into a TV area? And let's put in the music here as well, so let's keep all the loud stuff here. Now originally I was planning on placing in the piano as well, but I changed my mind because I do feel like it would have been a little too much. I decided to go actually with a very similar style as in the other living area because I wanted to have a little more consistency. Normally when I do kind of a room by room stance, so it doesn't matter if it all fits together, it's just like it's a different room, you close the door, it doesn't matter. But in this one I was like, why not just have a different cushions? It's kind of normal to have that. So I was like, okay, why not? Now placing in the telephones everywhere, because The Sims 2 actually does have landlines. They're actually still very common here where I'm from. We have, of course, mobiles, it's just that there are landlines as well. Nowadays, a lot of houses have open-planned living, which I do use in this build by combining kitchen, dining, and living room. But did you know that's not a new concept? The first ever homes were built where there was only one single room. You did everything in that room. Eat, sleep, interact with others, had fun, except the toilet. The bathroom was always outside of the home. People started building houses with separate rooms when they were imitating the royalty in their castles. So the houses with separate rooms were only for the rich. So the poor lived in small homes that consisted of only one room. This is not just a thing in distant past. My mother grew up in a home that had 2 big rooms and a kitchen, with bathroom being outside. Do not worry, by the time both my mom and her sister, my aunt, married, the home was much larger and had indoor plumbing. So for a long time, the homes with multiple rooms were considered a luxury. Open-plan living allowed the popularity of small homes to skyrocket. Me as an introvert, do not like not having my own space. I prefer the ability to shut the door when I need some peace and quiet. So here we are in the second floor hallway, putting in a few plants, a few paintings, a few thingies, just something, because I was like, most of the time I don't really have anything to place in them because they are tiny, they're meant just to walk. So I was like, let's just place something. This was actually supposed to be the main bedroom. Now, one of the reasons I had to change it is because of the stairways. Because the stairs were really a big problem when building this house, so I had to find out how I'm gonna make it work. So this room became smaller by, I think, 2 tiles. So I was like, oh good lord. And I could no longer place in a double bed. Well, I could place one single bed. I was like, why would I place a single bed where there is a fireplace and a small balcony? It's like, it's set up to be a master bedroom. So I was like, let's make it into a study. I needed to place the computer. Well, this is just a normal computer because I'm actually worried that people are not gonna have specific mods. You can find them, most are very popular, but I can't be much of a help. This current mods folder is the one that I have for many years. I started it when I had no idea how to keep it tidy, so it's a complete mess. Due to me not always understanding read the instructions, I would simply place them directly into the downloads, with no future plans. Also, not keeping track of the places I got them from means I can't point anyone to where to get them, if you can. Some places no longer exist, or the mod has been removed. Some you can find due to their popularity, but others, well, to be honest, I did not think I would enjoy making videos this much. I started this channel when I was at a bad place and needed to practice speaking. My previous recordings had to do with my classes and most I could not do. I am proud of where I am currently, But this means when I first posted the video, I did not think about certain aspects of what I could do, helping others find good mods or explaining everything about them kinda just flew out of the window for me. This is actually, I decided to turn this little room into the master bedroom. Well, master bedroom. It's the only one with a double bed. Everyone else has a single bed. It's actually a very common type of master bedroom to do, mostly because I just kind of kept it generic. And while I did have some sofas I wanted to use and some chairs I wanted to use, it didn't set how I wanted to look, so I just like, eh. Another thing about my mods, I do not know how they work with The Sims Remaster. I still haven't bought it, so I do not know if you can use them or where to place them. My channel is tiny, and until recently I had no real plans for it. So I do not have the money to spend on a version of a game I already own. I have no idea when I will buy it. But if you wish to help this channel grow, you can leave some ideas for the videos in the comments. I prefer playing The Sims 2, but if you wish I can play The Sims 4 as I do have it. Not all the packs, but I do have some. If you want me to play some other game, you can suggest it. I will see what I can do. It can be similar to The Sims or something completely different. Just keep in mind, I die a lot in games due to misclicking. I guess that can be funny. I tend to forget to place these little alarm clocks in the bedrooms, even though technically they can be of great use to you if you have a sim that needs to start working at a specific time. You can set the alarm clock and they will wake up. This is where I was like, okay, I wanted to do something different with this room. It's very large, as I said, you can very easily turn it into 2 bedrooms rather than 1 bedroom. This is supposed to be the spare bedroom, but I was like, it's too tiny. It's too tiny. This was supposed to be the study before some of the shifting happened and I had to move it to a different location. So this became the spare bedroom. So I was like, okay, they're gonna have to deal with having a single bed. Tiny, but I think it works. And did I place? I think I did place a sofa here because I was like, yeah, this wallpaper with these things will work. So yeah, I'm lazy because it's a back room. I was like, just place everything that looks similar. Don't ask. I don't know what was I thinking. Looking for a carpet. I don't know if I actually placed it in. I might have, or I might not have. I don't remember. Well, I did. Well, I liked the previous one. The problem is it did look like it was made out of, well, not necessarily tiles, some sort of stone rather than carpeted. So I was like, I'm not gonna place it. And this is where I was like, okay, let's tackle this room. Because I didn't make anything into a child's bedroom. I was like, okay, let's make this into a quote-unquote teens room. Well, double teens room. And I decided to go with the black and white theme because it's one of the easiest to do. And this is where I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to change the wallpaper, but let's just set everything up before I decide to change it. I actually really like this light that looks like a flower, but I rarely have a chance to use it, so I was like, okay, let's use it here. Now originally I was planning, because you can actually place 2, but I was like, ooh, I still need to place the wardrobes. I was like, which one is more important? I was like, let's just place one of these. Originally I was gonna place this, but it was like, yeah, right, no, this is for other people, you cannot place that. So I just kind of placed a painting there for now. And this is the wardrobe that I placed. They're very tiny, and I decided to not do large ones, and I decided to place a few things on a kind of a clutter area above. And we have, of course, the jewelry on one and some sports equipment on the other. This is where I was like, okay, let's make a fake carpet. But I thought this was looking really weird. There's a lot of colors going on and I didn't necessarily like it. So I'm actually gonna switch it a bit. Let me place a few items on the walls before I was like, okay, let's deal with everything else. I actually like this painting of the city. It's really cool. And I was like, okay, let's figure out what am I gonna use, because this is supposed to be now a teen's room. So I was like, okay, this could work with a little bit of different colorings. Carpet could work. It's more pink, well, more pink. It's more purplish than yellow, and with the color scheme it worked a little bit better. Floor is still a little too bright, but I was like, I wanted to leave it like that because it's very common to have this sort of wood flooring in these kind of houses. I would know because they're very common and they are very bright at times. So I was like, okay, let's leave them like that. So here's me trying to figure out if everything is okay. Is everything in? Should I place something else in? And this is where I was like, oh right, let's place in the curtains on the doors. Now I didn't place them on the windows because there's too many of them and I felt like it would be a little too much. This one I think I changed a little. Yeah, this one. Colorful considering the wallpaper, but again, this is supposed to be kind of inspired by something, so it's like, okay, let's leave it as that. To finish off the history, this part of Europe had many different people in control of it, with the longest being Roman, Byzantine, and the Ottoman empires. So we have a lot of their styles integrated. But one of the biggest problems comes from the constant merging and separation of the Roman empires, as the divide was right here. So the experience at times are vastly different, even if the countries are literally next door to each other. Those are the final words I will leave you with. I remember when I was recording this. This was recorded after I was doing something else, so I was dead tired and I think I was like, did I forget anything? Did I forget the bins? Because I do tend to forget them. So I don't think I missed anything. I hope I did not, but I probably did, knowing myself. Oh, these are the images. Wow. Wow. I have missed the images. So here are the images of the complete house. You can see, of course, the yards and everything else. I'm actually really pleased with the house. It turned out really great. It's actually expensive and the lot size is actually very tiny. You see, a lot of times the lot sizes are actually really large when you started to build. For example, this is, I think, 2x4, so it's still a small lot, and I was able to cram this house in and still have a backyard that's really big. You can do a lot more than people think in The Sims 2. And as far as my aunt is concerned, she's currently at home. As I said, she's doing a lot better, but she does have bad days, and we're still waiting for the results. you kind of have to expect that there is gonna be some sort of a leftover from the fact that her brain was being pushed by a tumor that was not supposed to be there. I am currently back at my own place, which you probably can hear from the recording that I'm doing, because this is my older mic. It's not that old, it's just that it's been through a little rough patch due to me being a klutz and dropping it a few times. Don't ask, I'm just clumsy. So that's it. If you wish to download this house, you can. The link will be down below. If anyone has any ideas what to do for videos, you can, leave them in the comments. And if you have any sort of interesting questions, you can also ask me. If you enjoy this kind of content, then leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!